Now joining us with more in the Israeli world of politics, we're joined by Israeli journalist, author, and attorney, Ben-Dror Yemini. Ben-Dror, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Now, you wrote a few days ago an article about why, maybe we should prosecute the prosecutors. Why is that?
Because we have a history of 20, 30 years of this kind of behavior on behalf of the general attorney, speaking about, for example, the indictment against Yaakov Ne'eman, who was Professor Yaakov Ne'eman, who was a justice minister. I mean, they gave him something like a few days and they just kicked him out with such a ridiculous indictment. By the way, he was totally acquitted by court. And it happened again with investigations that was against Rubi Rivlin, who was only in that time, now he's a president, he was a candidate to be the justice minister. And we can go on and on. I mean, it happened many times. And other flaws. I mean, for example, the very known story, at least in Israel, of Ruth David, who was an attorney in the justice ministry. And I mean, nobody investigated her. Now, what is happening to you? I mean, we have a problem. We have a problem. It should be investigated.
So I mean, that's it. What are the issues with the prosecution, with the prosecutors, and the way that they conducted this investigation?
Look, in the last 2-3 months, so many things were exposed about the ways they investigated some of the people that were involved. And the links, I mean, yes, as a journalist, how wonderful that every protocol and every testimony is linked to the media. But it's, you read the testimonies and you understand that somebody is running after Netanyahu. It is clear cut. I'm not saying that he is clear. I'm not saying that he should be exempted.
You're not speaking to the charges themselves or Netanyahu's
I'm speaking
innocence,
about the way
of
the investigation. I mean, we have a real problem. We have a real problem. And you cannot exempt the general attorney and his attorneys from investigation about why did it happen? Why they were so biased. And you see, you know what, there are many things that you see with the body language of the people involved and so on.
So is Israel's democracy weakened by this type of behavior, as Netanyahu and many of his supporters allege?
No, what I think is that the Israel democracy is quite strong, and the very fact that we can debate about it, the very fact that we can speak about it and expose it and not be biased. I mean, you cannot be all the time only against Netanyahu and people speak, of course, about his indictment. The very fact that we can speak about general attorney and the justice ministry and and all the flaws, this is part of a democracy.
And do you think that then, again, another allegation from the Netanyahu camp is that the Justice Ministry has too much power, or rather that the judges.
I buy it completely. I mean, I never voted for Netanyahu, I have to admit, but I mean, I said it for years as a lawyer. I mean, I wrote so many articles against them, because of so many things that were exposed and they think that they are running the country many times. I mean, enough. We have to investigate it, not in order to damage the rule of law. Just the opposite. I want to strengthen the rule of law. And that's why we should criticize, we should expose, we should not give anybody an exemption from criticism.
And you think the Supreme Court, again, is too involved in this case as well?
In Israel we call it legal activism. I mean, it's almost imperialism. It's not only activism. I mean, they decide about everything. I mean, every legitimate decision of the government, many times they think that it's their job to review it and to change it. I mean, it's too much. It does not happen in any other country. Wow. I mean, it went too much here in Israel.
All right, well, we have a lot to think about. We have 2 weeks left in the deadline.
Yeah.
We'll see if anything happens.
Even less.
Ben-Dror, thank you so much.
Thank you.